Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals on the Mysterious JG. And I was inspired to go back looking for the video in which, because it just happens to be one of the only LPs that I have the entire LP on my hard drive and can watch it if I feel like it, since my internet connection here is really bad. As hard as it is to go back and watch LPs, I really can't go back and watch my own stuff. I've got to go back and watch other people's. But I went back to watch the video in which Bo yells, "Where is Sky Tower?" And unless I'm missing a different moment where he says the same thing, it didn't play out quite the way I remembered. But it is something that Bobo the Vulture and I turned into a catchphrase between the two of us. He was really enamored with that line, and we kind of blew up the fashion in which Bo says, like, and I read the line and I just kind of laughed and continued on my merry way, but we've turned it into this thing in which Bo screams it epically, "Where is Gato?" And the Avatar just kind of turns and walks away without any response whatsoever. So, that's another LP of mine, Breath of Fire 2. That's not the one that we're doing today. Yeah, this is a weird one. You've got to approach it from the correct... If you try to approach it this way, it gets covered up, and then if you back off, it uncovers. But I don't know. It's not a puzzle, but an incredible simulation. Now here, we climb up here. We can do this. And looks like we're pretty much done with this place again. Could be, yeah, see, that's the deal. And then you have to leave the room and come back. Or I guess if you just step off of this section of floor. The big puzzle is, if you cross that little gold line, that's when the thing gets covered up and you have to not cross the gold line. And the only way to do that, of course, is to... yeah. So, the deal here is... we can see, oh... there's some kind of... let's put this here and see what happens. Suddenly, these little things appear, like, are over here. So if you just put pots on them, the way that there are... these pots were covering up these little devil mask, whatever the heck they are, symbols. You do this, the door opens. Huzzah. Ugh. Yeah, if I keep running away from all enemies while LPing, I wouldn't normally do this when playing the game, but while LPing I run away from everything to try to keep it moving. I'm gonna have to level off screen just to get to the big save. This is gonna be a save state from which I've leveled up like mad in preparation for a very special boss fight. It's an optional boss. It's like a boss that you have to fight the boss, but you don't have to win. But you get a reward if you win, instead of just letting the plot resolve the issue itself. You'll know what I'm talking about when I get there. But I decided to go ahead and win that boss fight instead of, as I'd seen in another LP, just letting you lose. Because the reward isn't that great, but I still wanted to showcase what happens. So I leveled like crazy off screen. And short sword, eh? Can't bring myself to really do too much leveling during the LP, because once we get to that point, I'm going to load a place where literally just a lot, like hours of leveling, I think, overall. Because I was, just watching movies or doing other stuff. I was in a couple times I was in a hotel room because I was traveling on business and just kind of stuck in the hotel room for the night, and I would do that. I would power level in Lufia too. When the time changes in the back room, something happens. So if I just hang around for a while, something will happen. Time will change. It is 6:15 right now. The door opens at 9 o'clock. Okay, so if it's 6:15, that means that this has to be the hour hand, and that has to be the minute hand. They say the door opens at 9 o'clock. So that would be this. Okay. The ladder outside is in place. Now, I think there's other stuff that can... It says when the time changes. I think there is another secret in here. Like if you make it 12 midnight or something. Yeah. If the hour... Like, when the time changes. Like, if you make it midnight, it's like a new day. And that gives you the jute helmet. Which I don't think I got when I was a kid. But I heard about it since. May or may not have been Altiri's LP where I learned that. I can't remember. The jute helmet. A helmet said to ward off magic. Let's see. She cannot wear the jute helmet. He can, but I think it's better going to him. Now they've got almost the same defense, which is good. Good because Maximus' defense is high, not because Guy's is low. And this means that we're ready to go to the top floor of this tower, where I'm assuming we will have a boss fight. The music sure makes it sound like that. You Scotty Daddy. Hey. You guys aren't boss enemies, you're just kind of running around. This is nowhere near as bad as, like, you reach the top of a tower in Lufia, in the Fortress of Doom, and you're, like, teleporting around, encountering really nasty enemies every step of the way. It's pretty straightforward compared to that. Guy. Hilda! I applaud your efforts to have come this far. Yo, why did you take Hilda? What did she ever do to you, huh? Orders, you see. I had to check out the abilities of certain men. I considered your case a while. And came up with an idea. Kidnapping your sister. You'd do anything to save her. That idea of a cause you dearly, friend. Pick up your sword. Noisy, aren't we? Now it's time to see your real strength. Oh no, it's Camu. Got anything saved up here? Free magic? Who cares about free magic? I could go for Spell Struck. Lowers enemies' resistance to magic. Spell Repel. Free magic. Thunder Blast. Fake. None of those are really worth doing until we know how much damage this guy's going to deal per turn, or what the turn order will be. Headstrong lowers their, or Forgetful lowers their intelligence. Headstrong? Headband, I guess I'm seeing. Re-energize, order time. Deflect, Frenzy. I mean, Ironclad's always good. But I can only use it on one person at a time, so forget that too. Just regular attacks until we see what he's about. Ooh. He is about powerful attacks delivered to Tia. But he's slower than we are, so I don't have to worry about trying to use fake. And increase their defense by a little bit. You have spells that will do a perfectly serviceable job of that, but we don't have access to them yet. He's calling companions. Probably not worth our effort to get rid of the companions, but... Use this on herself again. Nice. They don't really do very much damage. They're really just not much of a threat. Although, just for fun, we can try to confuse them. Slaves. Now you're a slave to nothing. Freedom confuses him. Oh, he missed. Damn it. Yeah, we may have seen that work the one time it's going to work in this entire LP when it worked against those, Sleep Stinger, and it puts it to sleep. Well, that makes sense. And that wakes him up. No, that didn't wake him up. Why didn't that wake him up? Well, maybe we'll put them to sleep instead. Because we're not going to attack him to wake him up, so if he goes to sleep, that works pretty good for us. But it's going to miss. It's always going to miss. All that shit always misses. Buster attack. Ow. Ooh, that's not good. Well, we can do the Thunder Blast now. She needs to cure us, and Maxim needs to wake the fuck up. That should wake him up. I need to get rid of the one on the left if he's going to keep curing them. But yeah, the fact that we're faster than him is making this significantly easier than it would be if we, you know, weren't faster than him. That big boss battle I was telling you about, that I did all that leveling for, yeah, he's faster than you. Okay, this is gonna hurt. It's got its own animation and everything. Ooh, they can both use strong. Well, that's no good at all. And this boss battle is starting to drag on. Probably should have ended this faster by using IP attacks to take him out quickly, but you know. Stop it, you guys. I guess it's a good sign that we're hurting him enough that he feels the need to do that, but would have been nice if I could have gotten my status spells to work on the slaves, but doesn't really seem that status spells work that good at this game. Oh good, they're attacking instead of curing. What if this will make a difference to how much they can cure? Beep, 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 beep. Probably not. His intelligence went down by 3. I don't know if that makes a huge difference. And he is gonna stay awake. Oh, cool. Let's see. It made no difference whatsoever. Basically a waste of a turn and a lot of IP. Interesting. I'm really taking my time with Camu here. More than I mean to. Not really all that well leveled, so. Yeah, it's really devastating. Oh crap, you actually did put me to sleep, you jerk. Tio wakes up with the worst hair of the day. Didn't really do very much, did it? Mega Quake is pretty much, when you're not fighting moths, the best IP ability you've got at this point. And he summons more slaves. That's why it's really not worth your effort to get rid of them. Other than the fact that it wastes his turns. It'd be really nice to actually put the slave to sleep, though. I'd love to see that work. Yay, it actually worked. Cool. He's like, damn you for putting my slaves to sleep. Use my most devastating attack to punish you. Is he floating up and down because he's got a status affliction? Is that how that works? Guys so rarely inflict status ailments on enemies, it's kind of hard to tell for sure. Just die, Camu. Stop using the Buster attack and die. Oh, well, actually, putting those guys to sleep, if you can make it work, is pretty effective. Because it means he's not really able to help, and he can't summon another one in that slot to take its place, you know, to do stuff, as long as there's only so many slots on screen for enemies to be in. Yay! We did it. Now you gotta beat the slave, but who cares about that, really? I hope he survives, just so we can see whether he's bouncing up and down after we've woken him up. But that's it, folks. We won the big battle. We'll find out what this is going to do for us plot-wise in the next video. This has been Mysterious JG. Thank you for watching, and when we come back, we'll see just what comes from the defeat of Camu. Bye-bye now.